Have we also put into consideration, yes, we know the government has a whole lot to do about this, but what about our corporate institutions, corporate bodies also? Yes, a whole lot of corporate institutions have their private beaches and what have you. What would you say is also their own task in all of this, and what should they do?
I won't want to blame the private sector, per se, because the private sector will have a lot on their plate. Many people will approach the private sector to support one cause or the other, and I think they are doing a whole lot in that regard. Just that maybe they have not been approached to come to support a beach setup or something tourism related. I will tell you that we have one or two corporate support for Beach Samaritans. Access Bank has supported us in the last two outings. Promasidor is supporting us on this current one, as well as ShopRite. We approach them with a proposal. They see value in what we are trying to do, and they are supporting us. So if people approach the private sector with a proposal relating to beach management, beach preservation and all of that, or generally tourism, I'm sure if they see the value in it, everything is about what is the value to this society, to this community, they will come on board the same way they buy into other projects or other initiatives. So the private sector can't be blamed too much. We just need to bring it to their attention that this place or these beaches need this sort of attention, and then they will willingly come on board.
Okay, the last one. Where do you see Beach Samaritans in like 5 years to come? What do you say?
I see Beach Samaritans having its own secretariat with a full complement of staff working like regular staff of other organizations, because this is not supposed to be something that will come and die off after a short time. It's long term. I see this even outliving myself and my co-founder. The whole idea is to make sure that we have a structure in place that can run. We only need to supervise. We need to have people handling different aspects of the Beach Samaritans project. Mind you, we've only done 2 cleanups, and there are dozens and dozens of beaches in Nigeria. It will take us a long time to clean up these beaches, and to come back and clean. This will take us our lifetime if we want to devote our time to it. So I see a structure, a secretariat filled with staff who are handling different things for the cause of promoting and preserving and conserving our beach areas, for the present generation as well as the future generations.
Okay. Lastly, most beaches across the world, some are being privatized. The government, like you said, haven't done so much for privatization or even delving into tourism per se. How else do you think we can individually or other organizations come together to privatize or to get concessions and what have you? Then are you also looking at doing that come future?
There are a few beaches that are privately managed, but the problem is that there is no policy guiding those managements.
Okay.
So you find that each beach management runs its beach the way it wants. There is no clear-cut guideline, announced or introduced by the government. That is what we need to see happen. There must be a policy in place that can guide beach management across the country, or it can be state managed. Each state can come up with its own policy that will help to manage beaches. If we plan to go far with Beach Samaritans, as a matter of fact, one of the things we intend to begin to do is to plant a Beach Samaritans flag on any beach that we have cleaned, to say this beach has been cleaned by the Beach Samaritans. Kindly help ensure that our beaches are clean. So we'll keep planting such flags across all the beaches that we clean. And if the time comes and we feel there is a need or there is a gap, we will not mind applying for a beach area where Beach Samaritans can manage on a permanent basis, alongside with our regular cleanups across the country. So there is a bright future for what we are doing. There is so much in store. Already we are getting ideas from different volunteers and people who have heard about what we are doing, giving us ideas about what we can do next, apart from just cleaning. People are giving us brilliant ideas, and we are going to follow through with those ideas, and that is what it is that makes us happy. People are coming forth with initiatives that they think we can follow, to make what we do better and more impactful on the society.
Thank you. Lastly, you've just cleaned Takwa Bay right now. How do you ensure that it's a continuous thing even at various beaches you clean? Take for instance, you've done this today. By the time you come back here next week, what happens? How do we ensure that this, do we have a way of ensuring that, oh, it's a continuous thing, then we see to it or something like that?
Oh yes, we really would love to make this continuous at the same time, like always be able to return to a beach we have cleaned, because it doesn't make sense if you clean a beach once and then and you leave it and forget about it after a year. Of course, things will happen. So with the right kind of funding, the right amount of funding and support, we will be able to bring a lot more volunteers together, because it costs a lot of money to bring all of these people together and take them to a beach. If we have the sponsors, we may be able to make this a weekly thing, so that even if you can't make a particular weekend, you will be able to make a subsequent weekend, so that round the clock, through the month, through the year, we will be able to visit a particular beach and clean it up repeatedly, not just a one-off. As a matter of fact, we just had a meeting with the community head, the people who are in charge of managing the beaches, and they say, look, we also want you guys to continue what you are doing. Don't just clean up Takwa Bay once and go and not come back. And we give them our award. You just tell us how frequently you want us to return, and then we'll promise you to come back and do it. And that makes us very happy. A community is saying we want you to come back. We will be very happy and glad to come back and do what we know we have been destined to do, which is to make our beaches better than what they've always been like.
That will be fine. Thank you.